champion pool that even if you cut that one out, you're basically not even knocking him down to like a B-tier champion. He's like, oh yeah, I got Ezreal as well.
Yeah, his Ezreal is
happy to play that.
I think probably statistically his best champion. Instead of playing like sort of the best AD carry, it's his best AD carry. And that's, I think, really important. Banning based on a player's tier list is a big deal. Either way, we're getting into the weeds in this one. The start champ select here. Twisted Fate still off the table from Gold and Blue. Kog'Maw still banned away, I think, by TDK in all 3 of these games. And Nidalee and the Lulu still gone as well. Of course, we know Alex is very good at Lulu himself. Even though Ember have been happy to play all of... And it's weird to me, right? Because Ember have been happy to play utility mids, but what they're banning are first pick worthy champions. On red side, which means they can take one, you can take the other two. If you're just banning the generic S-tier champions, then we've seen Ember play basically all of these champions before. Santorin's got a good Nidalee. We know Lod can play Kalista. We know Golden Glue can play this Lulu. Either way, the pick and ban go roughly the same way as they did every other time. There's the first pick Poppy, read by Flares. There's the Ezreal once again stolen. They have refused to give Braum over to TDK. They're giving Poppy for Braum.
Yeah.
And then once again realizing, no, that Ezreal was a big deal. Push OQ back off that.
Yeah, so they pushed him down to a different champion. We'll see what he's got. I mean, he played Caitlyn, and his Caitlyn wasn't that overwhelming.
He was certainly less of a playmaker.
Yeah,
it's consistent damage, and that's good, but TDK weren't able to use it properly. Now this leaves the Gragas up and it leaves the Lissandra up.
Yeah.
And to me, those are the like, even though you can counterpick a Lissandra, I guess, like theoretically, I think she's still great. Those would be my picks here for TDK, because what other roles are even contested? Okay, I guess jungle's contested.
Yeah.
And, which is why you take the Gragas. And then they grab Nautilus, which is Nautilus support, I assume.
You can't know.
Yeah, you can't know.
You can't know. It could be support.
Poppy, Nautilus.
It could be top.
Yeah.
Because you could swap those two. So.
Okay, so TDK taking away the Nautilus is interesting. It still leaves the Lissandra up.
I like it.
I think you can't squander this opportunity. The thing is, it's weird because, like, why are TDK even changing this unless the comp was only going to work with Ezreal? Like, Trundle did great in the Nautilus. Like, that worked real well. Alongside the Lissandras, you could go in and do stuff. But TDK actually fixing what wasn't broken, switching it up, taking the Nautilus away. I mean, what you're saying, hey, at least Nautilus got taken. Yeah. At least Ember didn't get it this time around.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. Ember delaying their pickup of it. And I think that as the series progresses, because we're going to have at least 2 more games, we're going to be seeing Nautilus come into those first slots for either team, because I just think he's such a high priority, and he's a flex pick too.
I agree.
He's going to get flexed here by Team Dragon Knights. And if you end up picking something for Ember for your top lane, and you're just like, okay, we'll pick Trundle into it, they're just like, it's Poppy.
Yep.
Joke's on you.
Yep, absolutely.
It's just a prank, man. It's just a prank.
Just a prank. Now, Ember finally making choice I think they should have in the first place. They finally stopped picking first round Kindred, which I don't think was even that important in the first place. I'm honestly very surprised that we had seen that when they knew how important Ezreal was the entire time here. I think they finally had a good first round red side here with the Braum Ezreal taken away, but now Lissandra does come in for Gold and Blue or solo. The Rek'Sai grab as well for Santorin is a fine jungler. They just decided that, you know what, we'd rather have a tank in there now that we are playing some damage sources in the solo lane. Okay, so Vayne picked up for OQ. It's cool to see him go on that one.
I mean, he has such a big front line right now.
Huge front line. And that's a really big front line.
He's got a big front line.
So Alistair support, Poppy is top, Nautilus or Gragas is mid.
Well, Gragas mid. I mean, Alex did used to play it right back in the day when he was AP. Nautilus mid as well.
Nautilus mid, bro. Why not?
So if you really want to kill an AD carry, you can play Nautilus.
You play 4 tanks in a Vayne.
You can. Well, that's if you really want to kill their tanks. If you really want to kill their AD carry, you can play AP Nautilus and clear minion waves and just point and click on him, and he's probably going to die.
Or AP Gragas.
That's
not like
true.
His ratios suck. Okay.
Oh, man. I mean, I'm excited.
I am excited regardless.
Because this means TDK, they have something up their sleeve. Right. And it's going to be Flares or possibly Alex playing something little bit off kilter here that that might be something that takes Ember off guard.
So I actually have been seeing Kikis, the G2, they've rebranded, the G2 top laner play Gragas in solo queue. Top lane Gragas in solo queue. So, like, there is some of that coming around here. Final picks come through. Another support mid for Golden Blue. I'm honestly surprised. The guy, like, spams Zed in solo queue for the last couple of weeks here, Golden Blue. He's, again, on a utility mid. Morgana list, those can go either way, honestly. Either way, it's a utility mage. I don't really want to call list that, but it's more or less a mid-range mage against a tank in sort of both these roles here.
A lot of pick.
Yeah, you know, now it's a lot of magic damage, so now Laud can just do physical damage at all times, and that Ruin King won't face a lot of armor anymore, because now all of the TDK solo lane matchups have to buy MR, so Spectre's Cowl first. Ezreal is to feel good about that.
Yeah.
4 tanks in Vayne versus 2 mages, 2 tanks, and an Ezreal.
If I was going to put my
Nautilus mid.
into a single basket, though, it would be OQ basket.
And it would be the Vayne basket. Those two things combined is a good basket to put eggs in.
Well,
it's gonna keep them safe.
Sorry, I'm going back because you said Nautilus mid, and my brain was like, they'll just swap it. It was Nautilus mid.
It's Nautilus mid by everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I said boys and guys at the same time and said buys.
Boys and, well, I mean, let's be real.
Boys and girls, guys and gals, and I just said buys. Either way, guys, we're getting ourselves in the game. Tweet at LESports, hashtag TDK win, hashtag MBR win. TDK are playing mid lane Nautilus from LCS. Meanwhile, Lissandra and Morgana in the solo lanes here for Ember. This is going to be, at the very least, really interesting. Game 3, let everyone know this is a match to watch here. LCS promo tournament on the line. 1-1 TDK versus Ember. Here we go.
All right, TDK, of course, coming out with a different strategy here. We have no idea what he's going to end up doing here. Let's check what he's got in terms of his runes.
So I think he's going Deathfire Touch for LCS. Because he's got lifesteal. Actually, no, it's probably just Grasping the Undying. What am I thinking? But he's got
15 AP.
Well, yeah, that's AP quints. That's standard, right?
No, usually you bring armor in the top lane.
We're talking about Alex here.
Yeah.
But he's against Morgana. Why would you bring armor?
Oh, I'm just saying, like, in the top lane, you'd bring armor quints.
Well, whatever, dog. Alex running AP quints.
Looks like a little bit of a
44 MR.
Attack speed, I believe.
The attack speed is probably close to normal. He's probably running the attack speed mastery. Either way, I think it's...
He's got 2% lifesteal.
12-0-18. So yeah, he's at least 12 points into the far left offensive tree. I forget the real name of it.
Frost.
Probably Grasp of the Undying, we assume. You could go Deathfire. Actually, wait, I can look at his pen. Yeah, it's Grasp. He has no magic pen or armor pen at all. So no Deep Cunning or Deep Ferocity. Those are the names.
How do you know it's not Deep Cunning? I missed. Oh, the flat pen.
He would need 5 CDR or flat pen, and there's the only match you can get there.
So he's tanky mid.
12-0-18 tank Nautilus.
I mean, I guess against a Morgana, you're not.
I mean, again, you're playing for Vayne. So. You don't need AP Nautilus in the Vayne comp.
Yeah.
TDK have definitely practiced the comp, by the way. That champs like didn't come out of nowhere. They weren't like, oh, by the way, it's just 4 tanks in Vayne. So that's going to be exciting. 4 tanks in Vayne for TDK.
That's like a sitcom right there. 4 tanks in a Vayne.
3 guys, a girl, and a pizza place. 4 tanks in a Vayne. Same thing.
4 tanks in a Vayne.
2.5 men.
The Phreak laugh track immediately after.
You just echo it so you hear me multiple times.
Oh no, please no.
Please no.
No more
okay, so no counter jungling at all by TDK. No CS coming back into that top lane here. We are seeing pretty normal starts once again. The dual lanes on the very safe side of the map, near the dual lane on their side of the river as well, so no invade's going to really happen here. And again, we are in a lane swap game. Alistair Vayne honestly would be pretty decent into Braum Ezreal. I don't think either lane is kill pressure or would even deny CS in a meaningful way.
Yeah, I still think that you just swap the Vayne out just because. I think that it's just better.
I think it's almost a non-factor. Looking at the top lane matchup, though, I would probably not want to be the Poppy and Poppy Lissandra.
Yeah, yeah. I can see that. I do want to talk about pick we haven't talked about. Is yeah.
He's at half health, by the way.
Yeah. So this matchup happens in top lane sometimes, too. And so Nautilus still does well.
Yeah, as a top lane secondary, what do you know about this?
Yeah, he basically just walks up and he CS's and he doesn't care. That's literally what he does in every matchup.
I wonder if Golden Glue's going to go Frost Freeze on Morgana. It's so good normally. You have like really easy setup for binding.
Getting up this turret very early on. Kez red buff.
OQ making sure he gets all the CS. Look at that, there's 0 on flares. He like helps him get the CS there. Santorin wants in on this Nautilus. By the way, good luck getting away from this. Actually, the binding hits into the knockup, into a lot of damage right here. Alexic, 400 health, walks away, anchors back into Santorin.
Honey bad.
That's a bit aggressive, but I guess he gets away with it, and all is well.
Stun. Oh my god.
Lodge shares gold. Lodge shares gold so you can make sure you can afford tier.
That wave is not bouncing. Solo has to fast push that. Kez hanging around.
Alex is getting real low on this one. Golden Glue only has TP flash. There's no huge playmaking to be had here.
Yep. OQ's going to be able to catch a big wave bottom at this turret.
I like that trinket ward by Golden Glue. It makes sure that Alex has to take a really crappy recall. He had to walk all the way over towards his blue buff. OQ will freeze bot lane, misses CS, but he's going to be honestly fine here. Boots and a long sword, and he will keep these 2 casters alive. The lane will meet once again, and roughly 2 minutes is all you need. As long as it meets an equilibrium, 2 casters is enough to keep the freeze going. Alex TP's back into mid.
Hey man, 2 casters is always enough.
That's true. Tell that to Worlds, they use 3 usually. What the heck, Riot? So, Maker's of Spectre's Cowl coming in from Alex Ich.
Yeah.
Right? That is what the build's out of now, right? It's not just Ruby Crystal. Actually, no, that comes into Banshees. That's either the back half of Aegis. Actually, he's probably just going Banner of Command for a set.
It's a lot of different things. Like
it's almost definitely Banner,
you can go Warmogs, you can go Banner.
I can't expect anything but Banner, though,
so
in this matchup.
This is a fantastic pickup because Morgana can do jack diddly against that.
Yeah, she can auto-attack it for 62 damage per hit.
That's it. And he gets to wave clear. He gets to walk up.
Alex gets control of mid lane in a matchup he would normally lose. So slowly but surely farming up best he can. Of course, the extra attack damage from the passive makes it really easy to last hit.
He's going to go Zerat, too. I know it. This is going to be a triple Zerat. Quadra Zerat.
Quadra Zerat. Quadra Banner.
I hope so.
I hope so. Even OQ's going to buy one.
Team Dragon Knights.
He'll get Hurricane and Shiv for wave clear.
Oh, my God. the minion wranglers. Oh.
More minions than an animated franchise. I don't even know who makes Despicable Me, so I couldn't do like a Disney franchise.
You could have said like Pixar.
I didn't know if it was Pixar.
Gotcha.
I mean, who else makes animated movies? But still, you got the reference.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Flares has a gigantic wave slow pushing in towards Solo, who knows better than to fight him inside of that.
Call Kez. You know, when you got a big minion wave, call Kez.
Who you gonna call? Kez Jungle. That was lame.
I guess he was.
That was really lame.
He was Corkez before. So.
That was really lame. I'm just gonna stop and pretend I never said that.
Oh wait, no.
Oh, he missed the cannon! Flares, no! Got the caster though.
Oh,
you got 2 casters. All he needs.
We're up to top lane. TP as well.
In from Golden Glue, here comes the big dive. They can send in the Lissandra too if they need it. Already the auto's on a stun, taking a lot of damage. Huge knockup, but this could be terrible for Ember. They will get the first kill though. Trance is down. He was not ready for this one. All 5 members of Ember are up there.
Alex.
And here comes the Nautilus. He is level 6. Golden Glue's in a real bad spot. Stun on the wall, hits the bind. And here comes the knockup on a lot, into the anchor, into the exhaust, and the damage, and the kills, and the damage comes through, and that's going to be OQ picking him up. OQ, the 2nd kill of the game for his team. Feels good about that one.
And that's a 1-0-1 Vayne very early on in this game. Of course, 500 gold advantage, and that was a long lane. 5-man dive gets turned around.
It's a really risky dive. Golden Glue was level 6. They had the ulti for the big wombo, but the problem was a lot of time was bought out of the turret, and that meant the re-engage could still happen.
That was trance. That was pretty much trance there for that huge just dissuading of the engage to go any further.
Yep.
When that turret dive starts to turn sour, that's when everybody pulls out. And you see here, it's so hard to tell who has turret aggro in the middle of this fight because Trance gets a great headbutt pulverize. It's like, who's got it? Who's got it? Well, I guess we're all out because we have to run away. Golden Glue gets abandoned, and then they aren't able to even follow up and continue the dive at that point. And Flares is already there. Everybody's down below half HP, and Alex has been roaming this entire time to come up to this top lane.
Great slow by Kez. Of course, Golden Glue's Black Shield is still on cooldown. There's just no way back in. Stun. Yeah, he landed a Q slow, which just means nothing. Lod is just easily getting collapsed upon. Plenty of damage coming through onto him.
Q almost
even Condemn. They triggered server bolts, and he left with like 5 HP. Still got the auto attack down. Of course, Rift Herald was picked up. That buff was donated to OQ, who is going to feel real good being ahead on Vayne.
Well, the movement speed and is just
so
impressive.
Everything.
When a Vayne gets to run at you with so much movement speed from her passive plus the Rift Herald, like, it makes for a really bad time for the enemy AD carry. You pretty much have to abandon that lane and have to go somewhere else.
Golden Glue is going Abyssal Scepter first. Zonas will be delayed somewhat here because of all this. But it will be a slightly lower ability power build. It's a bunch of early Magic Pen, which again helps when you've got a Lissandra in the top lane, right? You can help get that burst through.
Yeah, that means Lissandra gets to do something that she normally doesn't get to do anymore, which is build CDR first item.
Oh, true.
Because usually you're going for the Rod of Ages or you're going for the Abyssal Scepter.
I would have actually liked to see Solo go for Rod of Ages first, actually, though. It's way more ability power. I agree that like CDR is really useful, but this team needs damage. Like, they have to get through these tanks somehow. And if you don't build your mid laners a little bit greedy, you're never going to kill these frontliners. And so stacking up as much AP as possible, I think, is really, really important here.
Well, this is the old top lane Lissandra build.
Right, yeah.
Right? And taking away from Alex was something that they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I know that Solo does play this champion, but this just seems like a slightly outdated build. But he just wants to get that early CDR point where he can just throw out the Qs and combo really well.
That's true. I mean, CDR definitely a good DPS stat, and we'll see how the build progresses here. Double Doran's Ring for the regen. Morello's not too far away in this one. Of course, as far as who's going to buy Abyssal, has to be Golden Glue. He's against a magic damage blaner.
So I love Rek'Sai, but Rek'Sai lately has not been that great of a champion.
Ooh, nice stun by Flares. Santorin gets the knockup, runs off to the right, but the anchor hits Golden Glue. Self, Black Shields, puts on the ulti and just bounced around!
Alley-oop!
And wrecked right there. Kez, great play. Alex helped with that one as well. Third kill of the game for TDK.
You cannot give early kills over to this tank squad. They just become unkillable, and you have double AP when these banners and these Zerots end up coming through. The game is just going to become you fighting minions if you're Ember. Ember, the #1 squad in a lot of people's eyes, despite getting second, could not make the promo tournament.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Well, TDK looking a whole lot better with this new lineup. Just a lot more aggression from this squad. Alexic in for Ty. A huge deal.
Alexic on TDK. Nothing new.
Yep.
It's that time of year again.
True that. This time, Ninja's actually eligible. Well, he's going to play on Renegades, actually, his old team.
Well, he's actually not eligible until...
For challenge or semis, but he will be eligible
days
for...
later.
Right.
So, good trade.
Yeah. Interesting stuff here.
There's the banner.
We'll likely be seeing Ninja play on Renegades on the weekend. We'll see. 900 gold lead. TDK feeling pretty good here. They dropped game 1, they controlled game 2, and now looking for a little bit of a fight here. Flares running away from Solo and Santorin, but here comes Kez. Oh. He's got the flash combo. Again, the knockup comes through to buy some time, but Solo is going to drop for this one. Flares gets the Q, gets the kill. 4-1 here, and Ember cannot find any progress.
Ooh, Flares with a sidestep there, and yeah, Ember, they're not finding any progress, but TDK, it's going to become even harder for Ember to get through them as they keep giving over these kills. Flares, oh man, you think that he's going to go down there. You think that you have him outnumbered, but honestly, you have a Rek'Sai, and Rek'Sai's not actually that great right now. Rek'Sai's pretty much a vision bot. Like, the damage that she used to deal early on is non-existent.
He definitely got brought down quite a few notches over time.
And everybody else in comparison as well.
Right. I mean, a lot of these tanks are going Runeglaive now, so they have a lot of that early burst damage. Santorin, though, still just going for the Cinder Hulk, going for the tanky frontline build. And yeah, low-impact tank Rek'Sai just feels like fodder for a Vayne.
Uh-huh.
OQ just farming. He's not really part of a lot of these antics. He's just off on by himself. They're just going to let him do his thing. They make sure he gets the ward control he needs, and he's just farming up a storm.
Yeah, he's like Gandalf at Helm's Deep. Just wait. Eventually he comes and just wrecks everybody. It's like, we've been fighting for days!
Riding a griffin.
And
so it seems that OQ really is just very indecisive as a player. He's also got 3 points tumble, 3 points into Silverbolts.
Well, actually,
just refusing to max something
first. A lot of people put 3 points Q and max Silverbolts.
Yeah, I mean that's actually partially a joke because yeah, that is actually the normal build.
No, this is what you gotta do, Phreak. Is you gotta say these things, make me look smart.
You're right. That was. But I mean, hey,
great setup, Phreak.
You knew it though. I'm just agreeing with you that I knew that as well.
Oh, awesome.
I don't want to be shown up by you in terms of AD carry knowledge. Oh, okay. Can't let that happen.
Man, what's Flares doing every time?
Hitting Solo and doing well.
He's using his flask every time too, so he's actually being really good about his charges.
I think we're gonna see double banner, by the way. Flares.
Oh yeah.
Bomby Cinder into Aegis already.
Easy.
The banner is already done from Alexic. Kez knows they're against double AP, and by the way, again, Ezreal is like 40% magic because of how much damage his R does. So you just stack magic resist. Intelligent by TDK to understand this. Every single one of them that has started to buy defenses has gone into magic resist.
There's a collapse on OQ.
OQ flashes away from the Glacial Fissure. Solo and Golden Glue both teleported in, and they just barely catch him. The chain of ultis, and yes, they have killed the Vayne. There goes 80% of the damage from TDK, but maybe they can re-engage regardless. Ulti onto Solo, not taking damage. Explosive cast sends in Golden Glue, but he's not taking damage. TDK headbutt pull for the Golden Glue. The flash, the anchor, he He's staying alive. The summoner heal, they finally get him down.
He's taking damage.
It took like 7 years, but he did finally fall. Ends up being a 1-for-1, to be fair. No, 2-for-1.
2-for-1.
Flares actually died too.
Yeah, Flares died off on the side there.
That's why they got the mid laner, by the way, is Flares is tanking a 1v3.
Yeah, distractions. Poppy ultimate still up. Probably got interrupted. We'll see what happened with that. It's always a shame when you get...
Does it go on the full cooldown if you interrupt it?
Nope.
Really? That seems unfair.
I don't believe so. Well, it's actually a pretty decent cooldown, though.
Oh, the refund cooldown? It's like half or something?
Yeah.
Okay. That's more fair.
I believe so.
All right, so OQ.
We shall see.
Flashing, trying to live, but they're like, no, we're getting this one. So this is the E. Gets knocked around by Alistair, still is able to get back into it to land the ulti.
Yep, and then Trance is just trying for dear life to peel for
Oh dear, Solo did not see the OQ was coming.
Well,
that's a quick chase down, solid by OQ.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Able to just pick him up, no problem. That's the Vayne right there. OQ is online. And hey, OQ, in an interview that we did with him, said that he likes to play like a top laner.
Yeah.
Now he just wants to be on the top laner.
OQ is also going for Warlord's Bloodlust. I saw the Keystone little red arrow trigger when he hit a minion, which is the only Keystone that affects minions. Not named, well, not that aren't defensive. So, yeah, he's actually not going. I'm actually surprised. I actually would have expected Fervor on Vayne because he's attack speed based, but is actually just doubling down on lifesteal to win any duel ever. So now he's got Warlord's Bloodlust plus a Ruin King. OQ will heal for massive amounts in fights.
This just seems like a slow bleed for Ember. I think that the competition from TDK caught them off guard. The double banner is okay.
No, that's Locket.
Okay, that's gonna be Locket.
That's Locket from Kez probably.
I don't know why, but I mean,
you do want a Locket though. That shield is a really big deal when Morgana and Lissandra have really telegraphed AoEs.
Just make the support get it.
Oh come on.
Get your banner. Get your banner. Get your banner.
You are angry about that.
Well, I mean, Gragas, right? It would synergize with the AP.
Would
Geckos.
do the AP reasonably well.
I like it. If anybody should get Locket, Poppy.
Actually, looks like Flares is not going to finish that. He's just stopping on Aegis and going towards the rest of his Sunfire Cape. Solo locked up here by Alex Sich. He's having a terrible time this game, by the way. 1, 2, and 1. Oh! Jumped away just in time. What? He got... I don't know what happened there, but that was weird. Self-ulted.
Oh, wait. It went off cooldown because he went out of...
Oh, he never finished casting it. That makes sense. Yeah, ulti pop by Alex. He gets taken down. He's just gone right there on that one. Stun. Ooh, knock up on the Trance. OQ says, don't you dare fight anyone.
They ended up seeing Santorin off on the left side clearing a ward, so they ended up backing off immediately.
Well, Lod still skilling up on his blue buff, and TDK 2-1-1 on Vayne, 134 CS. OQ's going to feel pretty good about this one. Oof, golden blue, taking some chunks out of his health bar. Flare's ignoring turrets for the most part. The banner push top lane.
He's still alive!
Well, Solo died, and Alex just got a ton of time to push on that side. 159 CS on this Nautilus. This is working right now for TDK. Ember are able to stack the first dragon of the game, but they are losing a lot of this map.
The way I see this composition from TDK is if you are all 5 on the same screen, you better be just fighting with the Vayne. Otherwise, never see each other again.
Yeah.
Ever. Just push waves, get your minion pushing things out there, get your Zarats down, get your banners down, and just win your lane. They can play the laning phase all game, and they will win it.
Yeah, I don't see how Ember gets back into this one. I mean, they need to try to playmake, and the only person they can playmake on is OQ on this Vayne, because everyone else is just way too durable to be reliably killed quickly, especially with all the minion wave pushing going around the map.
Well, what's going to happen in this game is going to get to the point where the damage of a Morgana, Lissandra, Ezreal is going to be monogated.
Yeah,
and they're going through 4 tanks.
the tanks enough. You need to see Leand. By the way, Gold Blue needs Leandries legitimately. Like, that needs to be an item he picks up here in this game. And they need a Void Staff on him too. Like, there's multiple 3,000 item purchases required on the Ember, one of the Ember mages, to actually get some real damage down. That, or they have to kill the Vayne.
Yeah.
Because Ezreal can make you win a slow burn. With a Ruin King, that's just going to be doable. Ember can slow burn the fight if they kill the Vayne, and they have the tools to kill the Vayne. They're tanks, they're not supports here on the TDK side. You're not going to stop a black shielded Morgana or a black shielded Lissandra from getting onto that champion, so Mikhail's from Trance is going to be big. QSS from OQ is going to be big. He's probably going Fender Dancer to help survive some of that burst a little bit more. But that is what this game comes down to, is can Ember one-shot more the Vayne? Because if they don't, they will lose a team fight.
Yeah, we'll see. They have so many peel tools, though. It's going to be hard to reach him. It's going to be hard to be able to just
it will be.
Lock him down. You have to point and click, and when he gets QSS, it's going to become almost impossible.
Yes, but that's the test you're in here. Ezreal pop to clear out some of the mid lane wave, but Flair's still doing plenty of damage there. The cannon's gone, but the turret is as well. TDK, 4 turrets to 1 here in this game. 4 tanks. Banners are helping for sure. Zirene coming in soon from the top laner as well.
Banner in the top lane here from Alex. I mean, he had a brief stint in top lane, right? Now he's just going back to it. Flares!
Flares caught a little bit there. Doesn't land much of anything. The ulti does nothing, and Flares will not go down. There's still time. OQ's putting the auto attacks onto Stunt, who's got to run. Solo's next, has to be real careful. Getting the ulti onto him, flashes in, self-ults, and actually nullifies that coming out, and it will be the kill on the Trance. OQ, he's got to flash away. Couple of slows come through. This could be the fight, and actually, yes, TDK, don't play it right. The kills come through. Even the Vayne drops. A 3 for 0, a huge fight for Ember.
And Flair's TP's back in, but I don't know how much he can actually do here. And he's the guy who started it all off by getting caught.
That's the problem with a 4 melee team, is they're not very dynamic. You have to either go in or not. Flair's being by himself got whittled down by 3 ranged champions. And just the constant back and forth and cutting away from the Vayne damage was huge there.
I just think that was the wrong choice by TDK to even be there.
Sure.
I think that all 5 of these members being on the same screen is a misplay. That's honestly what I think. Just the only time you do that is as a good reaction to what Ember are doing. Alex used his banner top, and then he's roaming down here, and Flares just tries to flank from an odd angle.
Got caught.
But why is he so far up past his the dead tier 1?
Yeah.
And then the rest of his team's on the left side. I feel like that's just a really greedy flank. And that top, you see that top inhibitor turret has minions on it, and there's a banner minion attacking that thing right now. Alex had used it right before the fight.
OQ got, I'm actually still trying to count them, like 5 auto attacks off at this point. That's like a 7th right there. And then he just runs away. Until, wow, Golden Blue's ult actually tagged him.
Kept going.
Yeah, he got 2 autos on Braum, switched to solo, got 3 autos, then got 2 more autos on a Santorin. That was all OQ did. He was constantly concerned about what Lissandra could do to him. Because again, they're tanks, not supports. They can't save him from a Lissandra who's clawing forwards. And sure enough, OQ had to space out and do nothing for so much of that fight.
Yeah, Trance should be working towards a Mikhail's.
Absolutely should be.
Yeah.
But he's going towards face, which is not an important item for him.
It still gives a shield to OQ, so I can understand. But
the cleanse is so much more valuable.
Yes, it's way more valuable. I totally agree. Double banner, of course, now done. And I see a chain vest on Alex, and of course there aren't very many
other chain vest items.
Physical damage.
Thornmill and Guardian Angel are the only non-Zirene portal items left you can buy with that item. Top lane tier 2 under fire, of course. We still have Vayne pushing in the bot lane. Ember knows they are safe, of course, because, again, Vayne is not here. So how fast is the push going to be? Flares is up in the front line. A couple of knockups come through, but really, how much can they do? Well, he can send everyone back to the base. But still, it will be a trade of tier 2 turrets. OQ solo pushing on the right-hand side of the map. But this is a, air quotes, top laner without teleport, so he can't rejoin the squad easily.
Yeah, that was really good, though, from Flares. Flares has had moments where he looks really great on that Poppy, and then moments where I don't know why he's there. And that one was one of those great moments, because Golden Blue had TP and could TP into that fight, and it could be a 5-on-4, and then they could fast push the base, and it would basically be, if they cleaned up at all, then it's the Vayne versus how fast can all these tanks, or all these members of Ember push.
Yeah.
It's risky, of course, because the Vayne will continue to push, but I definitely think it was the right move, and it was the best move that Flares could have made there.
Okay. I want to keep talking about the items a little bit here.
QSS?
Yeah, so QSS, obvious. I'm actually surprised to see Shiv. It is the, in the general sense, best Zeal item. If you're not in any kind of special situation, it's good in all cases. I just typically see Phantom Dancer on Vayne, so it's just slightly less duelist focused, and he has less tools to survive someone diving him. On the other side, though, Randuin's Omen, early pickup. I think very smart by Santorin. He understands, I need to not die to Vayne. Let's get the anti-Vayne item. Santorin getting locked up now. You can see him withstand a lot of punishment. Re-engage comes through. A whole bunch of AoE. A solo buys some time. Alex is stuck in the mix as well. And Stunt will go down. OQ gets the shield and is still up. He is not dying, which means they cannot win this fight. Ember just getting slaughtered now. More attacks coming through. A double kill for OQ's Vayne. That's a 3 for 0. The tanks did not go down.
Whoa, and Trance walks up. He's just pretty much dancing with death there. Pops his ultimate. That's going to be a dragon going over to TDK. So, whoa, they're looking for a flank in the mid.
Whoa, looking for a play. Solo caught up a bit too far forward, and yes, the Shiv crits him. 300 total damage there, and OQ gets another kill, 11-6. That actually could mean Baron if they had the health bars for it. Someone pinged on the way, but the team said, no.
Yeah.
Let's be safe. Let's just take Dragon.
Looked like Alex was pinging. I'm Nautilus. I can take the entire thing. But, of course, they might have been able to do it with Vayne.
Yeah,
I think
plenty of damage, plenty of tanks.
Well,
Go for the risk of risk choice. To be fair, though,
pretty possible.
TDK are up 6,000 gold. They don't need to take any risky plays to close this game out, I don't think.
Yeah. Santorin just walking straight by. That was irresponsible. Solo
Finding his flares. Vlad's doing a lot of damage to him.
When Solo ulties himself just for the slow to try and get the combo with Golden Glue, and then Golden Glue gets barreled out.
Oh, that's
just
huge.
That just wrecks the entire combination that Ember are going for. They're trying to get Solo to slow everybody, and then the follow-up. But when Solo just slows himself, or sorry, ulties himself and slows everyone, OQ is like, I'm just going to pop ulti and pop off. Because at that point, you don't have any lockup left.
Yeah, I mean, Listmorg had to have that whole combo down on 4 people. The fact that Kez knocked out the Morgana was absolutely huge. And this is just smart by Alex to wait in the brush and say, you guys have Dragon, I'm just going to wait to see if they push mid. And they did.
Yeah,
super smart.
Because that's usually the counter.
Right.
Somebody goes to Dragon, you're like, okay, well, at least...
Shove the wave, then recall, yeah. Really intelligent play by Alex. Greedy by Solo, gets punished for it. 1-4-4 on him, not having a great game here on this Lissandra. They took it away from Alex. Alex is almost doing better on Nautilus now.
Ooh, Lod. He wasn't ready for Trance.
Not ready for Kez either. He's still running away, putting what damage down he can. Iceborne Gauntlet is in the build. We're actually not seeing the particle, but he is getting the slows down. There's the knockback into the wall. There's the headbutt. Pulverize is going to be next. And OQ, would you like some gold? Yes, he would.
Whoa, okay. So had the Bilgewater Cutlass used in response to OQ.
Just to hit a button. It has no
I
cast
guess take
animation.
that. Mid lane.
Ember know that Baron is on the table. In fact, these people are on top of wards while it's going down, and TDK do not even care. I imagine they can see that ward. Either way, they don't seem to be clearing it. There's the sweeper, and it turns out, yeah, well, here comes Ember. Knockup comes through, and here's the damage from OQ. He leaves Stunt up. He wants to go for this kill into Santorin. His flares delivers him to his face. A great Dark Binding buys a ton of time, though, and OQ does not have the ability to select any more targets here. So it will be a disengage. Ember are going to have Lod back up in 5 seconds. And TDK will not get Baron.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
Just going to run straight back to the mid lane, try to clear it out. There's
Golden Glue's in a dangerous spot as well. Dark Binding's down for a few more seconds. He is building towards the zone. He doesn't have it yet. Nearly gets stunned, but gets the binding, which is going to make difficult lives for flares. Still going to chase through. No one is on this right-hand side of the map, though, to stop the Ember retreat. Solo waiting in the brush in case someone dives over aggressively.
I definitely appreciate Flares' tenacity. When he gets someone in his sights, he's not stopping, no matter what. It's like, turret, 4 other teammates. I have to hit this. I like the build from OQ as well. Instead of going and trying to complete his Mercurial, he goes for
the Hex Drinker to not get bursted out.
So that makes it even harder for the Ember squad, which this is just, it's looking like a gigantic uphill battle. And this is a game where the gold lead is pretty much always going to lie to you. Even if Ember had one right now, it would still be lying to you a bit. Because TDK would have control almost no matter what, because they're mini wave manipulation, 2 Zerots now, 2 Banner of Commands.
I agree. I think the general way this game is playing out, TDK are heavily favored to win, but every team fight hinges on, can you catch OQ?
Yes.
Now he has QSS and a Hex Drinker, so that catch is hard to get. It actually seems like they can't see that ward. Okay, so interesting there. But they seem to be okay without it. The sweeper had spotted it earlier, so they had seen it at some point. But they're still doing Baron right in face of this ward as it slowly ticks down to death. A little bit of poke from Lod and Co. Drinker ward on the backside as well. 4,000 health. There's the engage on towards stunt. Explosive cast knocks in Santorin. So far, Braum is still alive, hooked in. There goes the kill. Alex gets the first one. OQ is alive, but now out of mana. But Golden Glue is going to be next up on the chopping block. 2 for 0. Make that 3 as Solo drops as well. Another clean team fight. The tanks do not go down quickly at all. And OQ just hitting with impunity means Zirene is going to be going down with low contest. Santorin and Lod are alive. I don't see him stealing it away. Huge gold lead, up 9 kills, up a turret. And now Baron for TDK.
It's another great barrel from Kez, and then Alex actually TP'd in for a flank. And when the Nautilus just runs by people, they just scattered. They had no idea what was going on. He disrupted the backline so heavily, and this is going to be a deadly push. Both banners will be up. You have Baron on your entire team. And you see, there comes the TP, and he's in the backline. There's the barrel for the separation, and then Alex is like, oh, coming straight through. So Lod had to find a new target. Lod has to jump off to the side as OQ approaches. Yeah. And that's the end of that, because the whole squad was just doing a fantastic job on TDK's side.
I honestly don't know why Golden Glue is blowing Black Shield on Solo. All he has to do is flash self-ult, and he's doing his entire job. Yeah. The fact that Golden Glue actually went Morelos before Zhonya's, that he could also R Zhonya's and lock this team up together, then you can't disengage them. It's actually impossible through a Zhonya's or through a self-ulted Lissandra. But Kez is continuing to get these great ultis, knocking Golden Glue away and preventing these follow-up plays. And that's props to Kez, but I think also some, honestly, big mistakes by Ember here, not allowing themselves to get to those win conditions where they actually pick off that Vayne, Banner, and Zerat Portal, and Baron buff pushing the top lane. That's the turret going down to Flares, despite facing 2 enemy members here. Mid lane Junior going to go down as well, and TDK just completely in control.
You ever played turret defense?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Ember not as good at this.
Well, TDK have.
Yeah. TDK to warm for this game played a bunch of Winter Mall Wars, and they're crushing it here.
But yeah, this was the expected outcome. Pretty much as soon as we started seeing that Alex was going to go AP.
Yeah, once they saw the builds come through.
They just win the lanes.
Yeah. It is going to be, it's just so hard for Ember to pilot this composition.
How do you kill?
All right, Golden Glue. Wow, couldn't even walk fast enough to catch him with the ulti. Raptor Cloak outruns him. Minion blocking helped a little bit there as well, but either way, now mid lane's under fire. OQ is hitting it with the crossbow. That goes down. That is another inhibitor taken. That's 2 so far. Bot lane, by the way, it's already been pushed. Thanks, Banner. Thanks, Zerat. Turret going down on this one. TDK just methodically working through the base. OQ wants in. He goes forward on this one. Tormented Soil does basically nothing here. 3 inhibitors taken down, 30 minutes in. TDK just completely in control here. Ember can do nothing. Into the back line, goes Flares, damage into Solo, walks right back out.
They are literally zerging down the base, and here goes Ember.
All right, a big engage comes through. The Braum helping out what he can. There's a couple of more knockups coming back and forth, but still the turrets are falling, and just the front line is dropping. Ember losing support, the knockup in towards Santorin. There could be more kills coming through. It's all going to OQ, a double kill for him. The Zhonya's by Golden Glue inside the fountain, not the time to use it. Nexus turret number 2 goes down. That's all 11 picked up this game. This is a great game by TDK, and now they are 1 win away from being back into the LCS Promotion Tournament, this time from the Challenger Series. Hope to make it in.
That game, it's coming down to draft almost every time right now. The fact that they were able to secure themselves on TDK's side, Poppy, what they've been first picking every time, and then Gragas and Nautilus, like, what is going on? We were talking before, it's like, oh yeah, they should probably first pick the Nautilus, and then they should probably pick the Gragas away on the other side. And then they got all 3? Yeah. And they were like, oh, these champions are so powerful that we will play them in a lane that they usually aren't played in just to have them on our damn team. Yep. And that's what they did, and they just protected OQ. And it worked out.
Beautiful. And this is what I like so much about teams that do this. TDK, so prepared for this matchup, so prepared for this game to, again, do the research coming in, looking at the champion pools, looking at the fact that this double mage comp did come through and saying, yeah, dude, double banner, double Zerat, you mages aren't going to be able to deal with that. No. They can't. Mages don't have the tools to deal with that kind of situation when all those getting pushed in all the time, the tanks holding the push lead, the tanks refusing to even die. A good champion select. I think the game, just via champions, was winnable by either side. In the general sense, I don't think this was like, oh, at the end of champs, like this game was over. But better item builds, better gameplay strategically and tactically. Just a beautiful way to win a game by TDK. honestly very unique, and it was really incredible.
It looks like every solo queue game. I don't know how unique
Really?
it is now, but okay, maybe I just build banner and tell everybody on my team to build banner too.
Like there's games where it's like, okay, you overbuy a banner on Zirene, and yes, they're good items, and you see them pretty frequently.
Can you overbuy those?
Yeah, I think you can. When all the solo laners are AD, banner is not good. It gets killed right away by the 15 level Zed.
I'll give you that one. Yeah.
But this was if there was ever a right context to buy double banner, double Zirene, it was this exact game, and it was really beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I wish they had gone triple.
Yeah, I know. I know you wanted it. I get you on that one. And I kind of agree. I feel you. And you're right. It's like, and you mentioned it, and it's kind of true. Like it gets soured by the fact that like everyone's buying Zirot Portal and Banner right now. Yeah. But like, it was just so good. I'm such a fan of those games because they show you the other ways to really play League of Legends. Right? It wasn't Zirot Portals just to like, well, we'll maintain the wave and come drag it. No, it's like, no. I will knock down your freaking turret with this banner because you can't deal with it. And it was aggressive usage of it.
Well, the fact that these two items really shut out double AP compositions is something that we're experiencing in League of Legends as a whole. Because the banner, what it will do is make it so that the laning AP, it really sucks to be an AP laner, and then the person rushes that.
Yeah.
The Zirot Portal makes it so that you're constantly having your waves pushed in, and if you are a mage, Zirot Portal does not go into your build. And what counters Zirot Portal is another Zirot Portal.
But you know what, though? I think Apex would have won that game. Because Shrimp would have been on Rek'Sai, split push into that Poppy, had 500 CS, and again, right, AD laners can beat up Banner, but legitimately, right, like, if Santorin channeled his inner Shrimp and said, this farm is mine, screw you, Morgana, that would have been a much better playstyle. They'd have had a scary bruiser to Black Shield, zone out the Vayne, crack open the front line and the back line, and then suddenly this fight can be played differently, right? Like, there were ways to play this composition that Ember didn't, because, like, there was no way they played against it before.
Yeah.
And in retrospect, you can think of these.
And so that game, it's done. I kind of want to close the book on it right now, and I want to talk about, because right now, Ember have their backs against the wall.
True.
They've invested so much into this team. Of course, they know that Contracts is not available to actually play in the promo and the LCS if they made it. So they're investing in Santorin right now. And right now, it's not even that's a problem. It's
not really.
It's a little bit of their drafts. I think that Golden Glue, I think his talent is being squandered in this matchup. Alex Each is a gigantic threat. Counterpick him, try to shut him down. I also think that the way that they're picking the AD carry so early, and then they're not picking really like they're picking Braum away. That's fine, but I feel like the AD carry isn't that high of a priority, right? You can play so many different things. Take away the Gragas, force Kez onto something that he's killable on, or take away the Nautilus still, right? Like Nautilus Gragas would be a great 1-2. Maybe you give over Braum to Trance, but then you see something different. So I feel like they aren't testing TDK enough, and this was one where TDK was just like, those are power picks. I wouldn't even say those are power picks. Those are overpowered picks.
Sure, okay.
Especially the Nautilus.
You're right.
That one blows
you're right. Nautilus is getting slightly under-prioritized in a weird way. And you're talking about squandering Golden Glue's sort of skill set here.
Yeah.
I would love to see his Cassiopeia that he played in the last week of the regular season. You're against 4 tanks. Cassiopeia loves shredding tanks. She loves just belting out DPS in a team fight. That would have worked. Like, Karthus would have worked. I agree. Like, I want to see him on damage champions. Solo did great on Nautilus the first game. And that was super good. He played a really solid tank. He's been getting picked on hard otherwise, though. Game 2, Trundle was taking him down, and then some bad team fights. His Lysandra just got really wrecked, honestly. And some of that's itemization. Of course, you're facing a banner. But Flares was taking it to him, and so was Kez. And so, like, Solo's not going to be one of your damage threats as it stands right now. And it's fine. He can play tank, and that's going to be okay. They're really trying to steal the Braum away. They're really trying to take the Ezreal away from OQ, and these are all interesting things. But it's like, why are you banning away the Lulu and the Cliston things? Like it feels like their bans are so hamstrung by what they think is good and aren't even really TDK specials. And they're just giving away TDK like the comp they're playing every single game.
And they also picked red side every game.
Right.
So they don't get to dynamically swap it up and be like, okay, now we don't have to ban Lulu. We can first pick it and then drop a ban and had something that beat them last game.
Sure.
But now they're stuck on red side again. They aren't using the counter pick appropriately.
Certainly
and
not.
They're drafting themselves into a lot of corners here.
Morgana into 4 tanks is not using counter pick properly. I'll tell you that one when you pick the worst possible champion in the situation. So we'll see if Ember can shape things around. Honestly, though, props to TDK for some incredibly good games. And now TDK are 1 win away from locking in their spot in the finals and the LCS promo tournament. We'll see if they can close it out in our next game when they face off Ember in Game 4. We'll be right back. Already the auto's on a stun, taking a lot of damage. Huge knockup, but this could be terrible for Ember. They will get the first kill, though. Trance is down. OQ, he's got to flash away. Couple of slows come through. This could be the fight, and actually, yes, TDK don't play it right, and stun will go down. OQ gets the shield and is still up. He is not dying, which means they cannot win this fight. Ember just getting slaughtered now. More attacks coming through. A double kill for OQ's Vayne. Nexus turret number 2 goes down. That's all 11 picked up this game. This is a great game by TDK.